Hi, I'm Jen Turrell, and you're about to watch a Mastering Money Matters weekly blab with the women from my Mastering Money Matters group. This is a small group for women who are freelancers, entrepreneurs, and small business owners where we discuss the specifics of the finances that apply to you. We talk about launch cycles, irregular income, quarterly estimated taxes, and other things that are a little different from your general W-2 employment situation. So if this applies to you, come on in and join the conversation. Yeah, just the usual, just talking to each other about our businesses and what's going on and what's going on with you. How's it going?
Crazy pants times. Lots of stuff.
I saw your challenge started. I got the
My
first
challenge started. So it's ongoing. So learning
okay.
how to manage that because it's ongoing now. So some people are on day 1, some people are on day 5, some people are on day 7. So it's a whole different way, right? Because I've set it up to be an evergreen challenge because it is such a powerful 10-day challenge. And I wanted it to be ongoing. And it's kind of built into working its way into some of the other programs that I offer. So it's just a great way to kind of move people through the system and let them get to know me, my work, and what I'm up to. So everything's kind of in that I don't know stage right now. I don't know how it's all going to play out. So there's been really big changes in my business over the past, I would say 6 months. I mean, my business has been all about change for the longest time, but I've been talking a lot about how these are the teenage years of my business and how uncomfortable it is in the teenage years. So, I hear people talking about business puberty. It's kind of like that. But it's going through what needs to happen in order to become a responsible adult, a grown-up business. And it's uncomfortable. There's parts of my business now I don't even know how to operate. I don't know how to operate. And it's really uncomfortable because I have a team now to do it. So I don't understand all the ins and outs of my email system and the automation. And I go in there and I'm like, what is this? Like it all seems very, very complicated. And I'm not a systems person. I'm a people person and I'm a creator. So letting go of a lot of the elements of my business, so I still know what I'm doing, but not being fully hands-on has been really challenging for me. And, one of my coaches reminded me that CEOs don't know all the ins and outs of what their workers are doing. And that's kind of what I've had to step into, is being the CEO of my company and not knowing all the different pieces. She's stuck still, huh?
Yeah, she just Facebook messaged me. So I said, maybe shut down the browser and try again. Sometimes if I go out of Chrome and come back in.
Yeah.
We just switched from MailChimp to ActiveCampaign. And
that's where I am.
Yeah, I don't understand it yet either. I'm kind
Crazy.
of like, okay, as long as, Alejandra set up the automations for my funnel and stuff for me. But yeah, I kind of feel a little the same way. Like I probably should at least learn how to send an email.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't sent an email out to my list because I'm like, I'm not sure how to do this now. There she is.
Yay!
Yay! So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. And it's humbling. It's exciting because I'm watching my boys are at the same stage, right? Like I've got one who's going to get his driver's license next week. He's turning 16 and he's growing up and he's got his own life and his own friends. So, I still get to be his mom and he still comes home here and I've still got my, wings wrapped around him, but he really has his own life and he is becoming his own person and he's growing into that adult. And my business is going through exactly the same phase right now where it's growing into its own thing. And in order for it to become sustainable long-term and allow it to be what I want it to be, it has to be able to grow into like a real grown-up business where I'm not doing all of it. So, and just like a teenager, Mom, I need money for cleats. Mom, I'm going to play rugby now. Mom, I need new shoes. Mom, I need a new shirt. My business is like that right now. Oh, we need this person because we need this to scale. So it's uncomfortable. It's awkward. It's kind of riding the wave of like, when is this going to end? And I'm going to get on solid footing. So yeah, that's kind of where my business is at right now. Comfortably uncomfortable. Yeah.
That's exciting though. It's steps in the right direction.
It is. It's keeping my head screwed on straight, being really grounded in my mindset. So that's, my mindset will take me out, because patience is hard for me. So I see all the work that I'm putting in, and then to have to just, okay, Lisa, you need to just sit back, wait, relax, trust that everything will unfold naturally. And just have faith in that. So the letting it be easy part now, I like to make things hard. So it's definitely been an up leveling in my mindset as well. So, and there's always risk. It always feels like there's risk. So I look forward to being at a place where my business feels there's a lot more ease in my business, and I feel a lot more secure in everything that's going on. Whereas right now, it's still kind of that, like I said, that rocky. I'm not a grown up yet, but I'm not a kid. Some days I want to be a kid. Some days I want to be a grown up. So, yeah.
So being a grown up business, do you think that involves more offerings, or more, like, what will that look like for you?
A grown up business means that revenue is coming in really regularly without me having to necessarily hustle every week to make it happen. So the business sustains itself financially. Whereas right now I feel like I sustain my business. So that needs to shift. So I can really just step back and let things unfold without me having to be so hands-on with everything. So that's what, setting up my funnels and systems have been all about. But it's uncomfortable doing that. I didn't even know what funnels were until like 6 months ago. I'm like, what's a funnel? What is this magical thing?
I never had one before maybe November of this last year. Right. And even that, I'm like, I don't think it's optimized really the best it could be. It doesn't seem to be working as well as I hoped.
That's the thing, right? So it's hours of work, like going through all the emails and writing like so much copy. I've written so much copy. And then you have to sit back and see how it works. And then it's like tweaking and changing. And am I saying too much? Am I saying too little? And am I really cultivating those relationships? Are people really getting to know me? There's so many different layers to it. So it's that I so desperately want to be done. Like, I'm done the funnel. The funnel's good. And I'm just going to kick back now. And that's not the way it works. So that's been uncomfortable, running Facebook ads, having people come in, going through my challenge, and then just seeing how that's going to work. So because my challenge is 10 days, I'm looking at probably a full 30 to 60 days of like playing and tweaking and really seeing what's going on. And I don't know if it's going to go the way I want it to go. Right?
I got day one today, so I'll let you know.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's at least starting people on day one, and
But then I've had people message me saying, I didn't get day one. And I'm like, okay, check your spam folders, check your, because things can get filtered. And then because I don't know how to operate my email system, I don't know how to fix it. I'm like, okay, I'll get back to you. So then I got to check with my team, like, how do I tell if this person is signed up and that things are being sent? And just very uncomfortable.
Put a policy in place of forwarding every customer service thing to your team.
To my team. I know. And see that, that's another thing I'm just not used to. I'm not used to.
I wonder if you could even have, I created an info at Turrell that the team checks, so that if anyone writes to the website or to, things go to them first, not everything.
Got it.
If they hit reply, a lot of my emails, I'll say hit reply if you have any questions or want to, that goes directly to me. But stuff that's inquiries for the podcast and for a different thing, it goes to the team. And then they put it into a spreadsheet that I look at. And, when I people who are applying for my podcast, I I know Lisa, let's get her in there, and I'm looking at other people and being like, let's see if this really fits with my message, what they're doing. Because sometimes it doesn't, but
no. And that's another part of businesses growing up. So that's the other thing that I'm looking at. I don't know if you ladies have looked at this, but I'm going to talk about it for a minute because I think it's relevant for anybody who's watching this or watching the replay. Security and email and stuff like that. So I'm going through all my social media, all of my security, making sure everything is in a encrypted password protector. So as I'm hiring people in my team, they have to be part of one password, making sure I've got 2-factor authentication on all of my social media accounts, because if you get hacked, it's not about having this fancy password. If you get hacked, they get into your email. If your business isn't secure and you get hacked, and anybody can get hacked, you have no business. So I had to really look at that and say, what other layers here, if I'm going to let my business grow up into this adulthood, am I really locking my doors and locking my windows and making sure I'm running a responsible business security wise? Because I have to be able to hire more people to help me. And I have to be able to hire more people to help me. And I don't want to just be like randomly tossing out my passwords to everybody and letting them in. So what is that going to look like? So that's been a lot of work, and cleaning up all my files so that I've got them backed up on Dropbox and on another cloud-based service. So if anything were to happen, I would be able to access all my content. So that's what, like, there's just so much yuck stuff going on in it's not the fun stuff. It's not the getting on calls with my clients and doing the work that I really love, but I also know that it's work that's mandatory in order for my business to grow up.
Yeah, and I for that as well. That I don't know if you heard about it. I heard it in another Facebook group that there was a woman in the UK, and there's a lot of people now, where the internet provider, there was a bug or a deliberate action, they don't know, who erased all the websites from the VPN servers, but also all the backups. So, and it was like a no undo. So that led me to immediately, I have a provider and I pay them extra to back up my website, because I'm like, there's so many hours in there. I'm building my online training academy as we speak. Well, it's so many hours that I'm building this. If it disappears,
Exactly.
Catastrophic. So I just made a backup myself, just on my own computer, and I will put it in my cloud as well. Next to, so you think, you're safe, like the provider, and it's a big company, and there are thousands of companies literally hurt by this, and it can happen. So you talk of security of passwords, but security of backups is another important.
Yeah, everything. Well, all the different layers to it.
Oh my God.
I went through Shalene Johnson's Virtual Business Academy, which is available at any time. Mm-hmm. And she really walks you through all the steps in terms of securing your business, backing up your stuff, organizing it so that you can hire people and not have it be a complete disaster. So, and it's really not, it was a great investment. I'm still going through it because there is so much content, and setting up everything takes so long. And I can't sit down and do it for a whole day. So I'll spend a couple hours going through, like I've gone through and changed all my passwords, put them in one password for Teams so that I can share that with my teams, get them all set up. So it's a long process, but I really like her teaching style. She teaches from a place of having to learn it and do it herself. So that really resonates with me. So that's what I went through to help me, and I'm still in the throes of it. So it'll probably take me a few more months, weeks. It'll take me as long as it takes me.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyways, I highly recommend everybody kind of go through those steps.
Do you use like LastPass or Password Box or something like that?
I use 1Password.
Oh, okay.
They have 1Password, and then they have 1Password for Teams, which is right now in beta, and eventually it'll be rolled out. I think it's going to be a monthly subscription, but you're basically able to set up within 1Password for Teams, you're able to set up separate vaults, and then certain team members will only have access to those separate vaults. And then you can even set it up so they never see your passwords. And then, with two-factor authentication, if anybody logs into, like, say, my Twitter account who's new, I get a text to my phone and they have to have that code to access it. So even going through all my social media and setting up the two-factor authentication, that was a huge job, figuring out where to find that on every site, and, Facebook, and there's so much. When you start to think about it, is a lot. There's a lot. Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter. What else am I using? LinkedIn. I'm not a LinkedIn fan. I should go on LinkedIn. That's what we need, more social media.
I wasn't much of a fan. I did have someone go and do my profile for me. Maybe you saw her in CCC. Someone offered to like revamp her LinkedIn profile. And I was like, if you'll go in and just completely do it for me, because I wasn't much of a LinkedIn fan either. But I just started publishing things on Pulse there.
Oh, okay.
And on Equal Pay Day, I did an article about pay parity in sports, and it got featured. And I was like, I was kind of shocked how much engagement and sharing and interaction and liking it got. Because, when it presents it, you can have the Pulse app on your phone too, and it will present like trending stories. So my other stories haven't gotten a whole lot of interaction, but when I managed to get the hashtag right to hit the trending story and it got featured, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And it did send people back to it because it linked to a podcast episode too. So I put like a shortened printed version on Pulse with a link to the podcast. So I saw a little bump there, but I don't know what useful it is overall. I don't interact there very much. I find it not super intuitive for me.
No. And you can get lost in social media. Like that's my next thing, is to hire somebody who can help me manage and scale my social media, because I can't keep up with it. Now with Facebook Live, it's even harder, right? Because Facebook Live, you've not used it yet?
I did once in the MMM group. I went in and I tested it when I was in Target, because I was like, I didn't know that.
So I was using Periscope for a long time, and I love Periscope. And then I took my social media detox, and now I find when I go on Periscope, I maybe get 2 or 3 people. But the great part about Facebook Live, yes, you can go in your groups. So that's been huge for me, because I run 2 paid groups, and then I've got my big open group, and then I've got my business page as well. You can't share outside of your groups. So if it's a private group and you do a broadcast in there, it stays within the broadcast. But if I do a broadcast on my business page, I can share it. I think one of my videos right now has over 1,600 views, which is huge. Facebook is loving live video streams, so it's getting pushed. So now is a time for the first adopters to really get seen before people get desensitized and start turning off notifications. Facebook Live is different than Periscope, though. When you get on Facebook Live, you have to get to the point. Like, you don't screw around waiting for people to show up. You have to get to the point, deliver really valuable content, and then like be done, unless you've got a lot of engagement. But you can also go back and read, like people can post comments long after the broadcast is done, so you can keep interacting. Whereas on Periscope, you don't catch it there, it's over. The other thing about those videos is you can run ads to them. So if you do a really great Facebook Live feed, you can then run ads to it and retarget it. And I'm a big believer in repurposing content. So I'm going to be looking at having someone watch my live broadcast and then pull tweets out of it, make images to post them on, Pinterest or Facebook or whatever, so that I only have to focus on doing my live streaming, which I really love, and not all the other kind of details. I can have the team kind of coming in behind me. So it's exciting. I mean, I watch Chalene Johnson a lot, because she's really kind of on the cutting edge of all of this stuff. And one of the things that I really love that she said is, because live streaming allows us to really connect with people and they get to know us right away, right? Who we are, how we act, how, everything about us, is we don't necessarily have to send people now to our websites and say, hey, grab my free challenge. We can literally talk about the things that we do for people and send them directly to, if you want to work with me, just go here, because they've already started that relationship. So this is the only time in history we've ever had access basically to our own live infomercial, where you just get to show up and be yourself and say, like, this is what I do, this is what I'm about. Which is pretty cool, right? Because that's what infomercials have always done. They go live, right? You think about QVC, they go live, they talk about their stuff, you get to know them, and people buy right from there. Well, that's literally what Facebook has handed to us, is here's your opportunity. And all live streaming, in fact, has handed to us, is here's your opportunity. Go out and find your people, tell them about what they do. If you're here to serve, which I am and you guys are, we love what we do. It's not hard to be inspired and talk about that, and then say, and I've got these things to help you. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. So this is why I'm trying to clear my schedule more and more, so I can spend more time doing that. But I've also committed to not going live more than once per day, because I don't want my audience to get overwhelmed. Like that's when people tune out. Yeah. Like when I was on Periscope and people were broadcasting 5 times a day, I'm like, you need to too much, right? My phone was constantly going off. So
yeah, I turned off the notifications from Periscope. I was like, oh my God, right? I cannot work. It's just keep coming. So when I feel like it, I look inside and then missing maybe good stuff, but there was just too much going on.
Too much, right? And that's what's going to happen on Facebook eventually, because a lot of people are going to come on. There's going to be a lot of crappy broadcasts. Like there's going to be, here's my cat. Here's my cat. There's going to be a lot of crappy broadcasts. So in terms of being a first adopter, like show up, do your thing, give really great content, and be respectful of the fact that when somebody's watching you, they're giving you their time. So give them really good stuff and then like be done and come back tomorrow. So I kind of alternate right now, Jen. I go from one day I'll broadcast in my group, one day I'll broadcast on my business page. But I'm posting something everywhere, every day, but I try and broadcast only in one spot per day because some people follow me in multiple places. Yeah, and I think more about my topic when I go on Facebook Live. I don't wing it as much because again, like I want to just come on, say what I need to say and hop off. So get on it, ladies, and anybody who's watching. Get on it. Get on live streaming.
Yeah, inspiring. I will.
With Periscope, I definitely would. I'd have a topic, but I would wing it a lot.
Yeah.
And have conversations with people. But it's true. I like in the fall, when I was launching my podcast, I really fell out of Periscoping. And now if I go on, there's hardly anyone there.
There's hardly anybody there. Yeah. So that's the thing. I think Periscope is a really good venue to practice. So if you need to get used to live streaming and it feels awkward and uncomfortable, go on Periscope, practice, because you'll probably only have a couple people in the room. And really, even if there's 2 people in the room, if one of those people needs you, like they still need you. So I don't care if there's 50 or 2, but yeah, I find Periscope is a lot more laid back and easygoing. Whereas Facebook, I really just want to try and be more concise and be done. So I don't know. Yeah, but get on there and stream.
And how long do you do your Facebook things? It's like 1 minute or 5 minutes or?
It really depends on the topic that I'm speaking on and how many people are engaging with me. So I try and keep it under like 5 minutes. I'd ideally like to be about 2 minutes, but if people are engaging with me, then I'll stay on longer. But I really want to get all the amazing content out at the beginning and then the interaction after, because then if people are coming back to watch the replay, they can find the information that they're wanting and they'll know it's right in the, it's right at the beginning. If I'm streaming in my group because I'm waiting for them to hop on, I won't get right to the point. Like I'll just chat for a little bit until more people hop on because it's inside my private group. So I know they want to connect with me. I know they'll be more engaged than just, that's not necessarily happening on my business page. So that's kind of the format that I'm using right now. So stay tuned.
Great.
Yeah, too much is bad. Elijah says, knowledge is like food, regardless of how good it is, too much is bad. Exactly, right? Be precise and be done. Come back with more. Right? That's the way it is. Because we can just, overdo it in social media.
Absolutely.
Totally overdo it.
If you want to find out more about joining Mastering Money Matters yourself, go to my website, jenturrell.com, and click on the Mastering Money Matters button in the navigation bar.
All of these people come into my business. I had like 2 to 5 new people a day. I was making, like 6 figures a year with it really quickly. And yeah, what I found was it was like, what was so exciting for me was realizing